What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fandoms Anonymous. This is our Justice League full spoilers review. I love this movie, man. I love this movie. I watched this movie and I was not bored. I was not aggravated. I did not get that Batman v Superman feel. I went into this movie with the Batman v Superman mind. Every movie since Batman v Superman, I have gone into it with that mindset, wondering, is this going to work out? Is this going to be good? Is it going to be worth watching? And I left this movie excited for what the DCEU is going to bring to us in the future. So let's go right into it. First thing I got to say is we get that new intro. We saw a clip of that during San Diego Comic-Con around that time, and the whole new animated intro that comes on. It kind of reminds you of the Justice League intro, the Unlimited. I like it. But the only thing that I have a problem with is that do not give us this beautiful intro with all these beautiful characters that we know and love, and we never see these characters. You know, some of these characters that you're showing us. That's the only thing about it. If you're going to show us what's going on, give us these characters. You know, like Marvel. Marvel has a specific intro now with nothing but people from the MCU. You know, everybody else on the other Marvel stuff, they use the flip book. But Marvel has a very specific flip book, you know, of their characters. So their intro shows only the MCU characters. And as the MCU grows, of course, they add more and more people. We start off with Superman. It's like a flashback where Superman is being interviewed by two kids. I thought it was just cute. They interviewing Superman. We have our podcast. We want to interview you, like with the little children talk. I thought that was cool. Batman starts off the movie just brooding, like this guy. He's robbing this place, and Batman is sitting on his ledge, and he's just looking so badass, like just brute. Oh my God! I've started to mix his name up. This man, Ben Affleck, I told people a long time ago when they casted Ben Affleck as Batman that he was going to be the best Batman ever, because Ben Affleck is a true American actor. He is an actor in the definition. When you flip open the dictionary, you look at the word actor, Ben Affleck picture pops up. He has taken Batman and given us what Batman is supposed to be. So all of a sudden, this parademon comes out of nowhere, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this movie is about to go like I think it's going to go. This parademon is going to come out of nowhere. But apparently, these parademons have been showing up lately everywhere. It's been showing up lately everywhere. So it was something that Batman was kind of used to. It was like, okay, here comes another one. When the parademon blew up, Batman captured him. He blew himself up, self-destructed himself. And the image of his guts and whatnot showed the image of the mother box. And apparently this is something that him and Alfred have been seeing for a very long time. It's something that they've been studying, and it shows the three mother boxes. Okay, so it's letting us know what's going on. We get to the point where everybody is mourning the death of Superman. We got Lois Lane, Martha Kent, the townspeople, everybody is just mourning the death of Superman. It's a real tragic event. You know, people are coming to the memorial and laying down flowers, just as if a dignitary had passed away. There was even a newspaper that had Superman and Prince, I think one of the other rock stars that died, kind of putting them in together, as far as the universe is concerned. Crime is up in all the cities. Crime is all the way up. It is up. People are they know Superman's not there, so it's like they're just doing whatever. We go to a bank robbery over in Paris where Wonder Woman is. These guys are coming into this bank. They're shooting people. They're about to set this bomb off. Enters Wonder Woman with the Wonder Woman thing. And I'm like, oh my God, here comes Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot is in the building. Whew, Gal Gadot, everybody. She is here for all of us to see. She comes in, that Wonder Woman theme drops, and I'm already, I love Wonder Woman theme, and I love Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh yeah, I got hyped. So the terrorists left the bomb, and Wonder Woman came and got the bomb, jumped through the roof, and threw the bomb up in the sky, and it blew up just as all superheroes do. She came back down, and this guy was really trying to massacre everybody in the bank, and he just had this automatic gun. He's just blah, 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 blah. He's just literally point blank she's about to shoot this group of kids and their teacher, and Wonder Woman just goes through that thing with her bands just bam, just blocking all the bullets until he finally runs out of bullets, and she just cold cops him and knock him out. Bruce decides to go to the village where Aquaman shows up, and this is something that we've seen in the previous trailers and the little snippets. He goes into the village. Don't know the language the people are speaking there, but he goes to the village. He's like, I'm looking for the man that they say that comes, when the tide is high, and make sure the people are fed. And the thing is, Aquaman is standing right there in front of Bruce, and he's like, I give you all $25,000 for his whereabouts. And Aquaman talks to the people, and he was like, I'll probably still get his money. It was something like that. He said, I didn't. And all the people were just laughing at him. But Aquaman was right there in his face, and he throws Bruce against the wall, and he was like, what are you doing here? What do you want with me? What is this that you're trying to do? So they had words, and he said, so you do it dressed like a bat, And Jason Momoa, I got to give it to Jason Momoa, man. He was amazing throughout this entire movie. We're going to get the characters after a while. We get back to Alfred and Bruce after Aquaman told Bruce, hey, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. You're on your own. He basically said, Superman fought with me, and then Aquaman was like, look what happened to him. He died alongside of you, so I don't need to do it either, because I might die as well. Alfred, again, he talks about Barry and mentions about his father being in prison for killing his mother when they were going over all of the people that they were looking for, which included, of course, you already had Diana on their side. You already had, they're going to trying to talk to Aquaman, trying to talk to Barry, and trying to get Victor as well, Cyborg. And Bruce asked Alfred, did he call Diana? He said, you have her number. Why didn't you call her? He said, or did you want me to fly to Paris and give her a note that says, will you be my teammate, and check yes or no? Alfred was hilarious in this movie. Alfred always has to be funny. He has to have that serious side so he can make sure he keeps Batman in line, keeps Bruce in line. But Alfred also has to be that humor that keeps Batman centered as well. Barry's dad at the prison tells him not to come back to see him, and that him coming to see him and still trying to figure out what happened with the murder that was holding him back. I'm glad that they opened this up, because you guys know I'm a big fan of The Flash on the CW. I watch it every single week. Again, our episode of review for this week is up as well, but I watch The Flash every single week. So we've already got that one dynamic from season 1 of The Flash with Barry, his dad. So now we're opening up a new one in this whole DCEU. So I hope, of course, this will have to get more reviewed or more looked at when we get the Flashpoint movie. However that's going to go, that's a whole other thing for a whole other day. We meet Silas Stone, the head of Star Labs, and he goes home to Victor, aka Cyborg, and he's talking to Cyborg. He's like, hey, you can go outside, you can reacclimate yourself with society. And he was like, I'm a monster. And we finally get to see that CGI. Again, you guys heard it. I said the CGI was some of the bad stuff. It's like when Cyborg was in a darker scene, the CGI didn't look that bad at all. But when Cyborg was in scenes where it was daylight or real bright light, you could tell the CGI was really not all the way put together as well as it should have been. So that's the difference. It was just really the lighting of the scene that affected the CGI for a lot of the parts of the entire movie. He says that day by day I change. This tech that you've put on me, it continues to grow, it continues to change day by day, and I don't understand it. I'm hearing all different stuff. I have access to all these different computers and everything I have access to. And he has these jets in his feet now, and he jets up and he says, yeah, I didn't do that last night. So his dad is not understanding the changes that is going on with his body. We go back to Star Labs, and there's a janitor that's going to clean the lab, and he hears some noise and he gets captured. And you can tell the noise, it was a parademon. You can just tell. We go back to Themyscira, where the mother box is starting to react, and all the Amazons are standing by waiting, because they know the mythology of what the mother box is, what it means, what's the importance of it. They know what it is. They know, and they're waiting. And the portal opened, and in their mother box area, and Steppenwolf came out that thing with all glory. He called down some parademons. Hippolyta got the mother box and took it and ran away from Steppenwolf. And Steppenwolf was all the way CGI. That was one thing I had. I mean, his face. It's only so much you can do. Again, I understand some stuff just has to be computer animated, computer generated images. But yeah, that Steppenwolf animation was kind of off to me. It was okay. But you know, body wise was okay. But when you got to that face, you know, it was like, okay, this is purely CGI. This is pure CGI. I don't even know if mocap was done for this role or not, but pure CGI. Like I said, the only issues I have with this movie are CGI issues. That's it. The Amazonians are dying for the mother box. You know, some of that, when Amazonians have a mission, it's like they know, like, I could die for this, and I'm going to keep striving on to do what I need to do. And if I die, I'm going out with glory. The Amazonians came in droves to stop Steppenwolf, but it was too late. He got away with the mother box. And Hippolyta said, I need to light the ancient fire so that Diana can see it. And sure enough, Diana saw it just on a TV, just watching TV. She saw it and she knew what was going on. She knew there's an invasion. She knew there's something going on. So she knew that she had to step up. The janitor's wife, the janitor got abducted by the parademons, and she knew he got abducted by aliens. The wife said, "How dare you take my husband and probe him? I'll you tell them aliens come here, I'll stick a probe up there behind." And I thought that was hilarious. Martha came to visit Lois, and I automatically started having flashbacks of Batman v Superman. I was like, oh, here we go. We about to have another Martha scene. We don't need another Martha scene, please. No, we don't need another Martha scene. Victor really kept advancing in his tech, and he realized, just spreading his hands, he was able to see different cameras, and he was able to hack into the cameras in the Batcave. And I thought that was crazy. It's just awesome how it was spoken, and it lets you know that he was worried about the fact that he just continued to just evolve, and the tech just continued to grow and continue to build around him, and he was trying to understand it, and it was confusing him, and it just made him not want to be bothered. How would you feel if you're now a cyborg, and part of your body really ain't your body no more? You don't go to the bathroom no more because you don't have no butt or no stuff to go to the bathroom like that. And your body is just changing, and this tech is just advancing. You would feel kind of shut off too. You would feel like you wouldn't want to be bothered as well. Diana came to see Bruce because she knew something was going on. Of course, he knows something was going on because they already had set out on a mission to end Batman v Superman, to go off and find these people in order to help in the fight of what's coming. I will say that that end part of Batman v Superman really bled over into Justice League. Of course, Batman v Superman is a very harshly criticized movie, but I like that ending part with the Diana and Bruce, when they were looking at all the different images of all the different heroes that were going to help. The parademons look amazing. They're even though that was CGI, that was done very well, because sometimes when you have a character that's I'm always there, or whenever you see the parademons, there's always multiples. You're just redoing the same one over and over and over and over and over again. So those guys look great. The mother boxes form the Unity. Okay, all three boxes form the Unity, and they can transform planets. We're about to get into some deep cut stuff. We're about to get into the thing that had me so excited in this movie. Like, off the rip, we're about to get into some deep stuff right here. Wonder Woman tells the story about the mother boxes, and Steppenwolf. Now, we go to flashback to a great battle when Steppenwolf was forming the boxes way back when. He was forming the Unity. He was forming, Steppenwolf kept calling the box Mother. And of course, it was the mother box. But it almost felt like, did the mother box create him? Is this his mama? My mama was a human. Your mama is a box. There's something wrong with that. So I didn't get that. That's one thing I didn't get, but I can understand it was the power that he was drawn to, and the power that it possessed. So we get to the flashback. Steppenwolf was forming the boxes, forming the Unity, and Diana tells a story about how the Atlanteans, the Amazonians, and the men rose to stop Steppenwolf. And she said, even people from other worlds. When she said that, and we're looking back at that flashback, all of a sudden a Green Lantern comes in, swoops down, and comes at Steppenwolf, but he ends up killing him. And as he does, the Green Lantern power ring fell off and flew back. Of course, flew back to Oa. That's what happens when the lantern dies. It flies back to Oa, or it flies to find the next lantern. Okay. I was so excited because I was wondering, are we going to see Green Lantern, or are we going to see some type of reference to lanterns in this movie. I wore this. I'm so glad I wore this shirt. I wore this shirt with the purpose of hoping that I saw something from a Green Lantern in this movie, and I was not let down, and I was so proud. I was so excited when I saw that in the movie, man. Y'all don't understand. I was just so excited when I saw that in that movie. It just, oh, it got me so excited. Bruce decided to go get Barry. We're gonna keep moving on from that because I'll talk about that all day. Bruce goes to get Barry. Diana goes to get Victor. They split up. Barry explains to Bruce what the Speed Force is. You know, that scene, we saw that in the trailer multiple times. We won't have to go over that. Diana's trying to find Victor on the computers in the Batcave, and Victor hacks the Batcave and talks to her and says, you know, why is Bruce Wayne looking for me? I know who y'all are, and shows her images of them. And he was like, let's meet up. So, Lord, just love me some Gal Gadot, man. Just, whew, okay. So she meets with Victor, and they meet on, he sets the location. He's on the street, and he shut down any type of electronics, any type of electricity, anything that might have a camera. He shut all that down so that they can meet. And as soon as he left the scene, everything turned back on. And he just talked to her about, you know, why should I join? Why should I make this my fight? You know, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And she kind of, you know, inspires him a little bit, and he listens. He listens to her, and he's like, you know, hey, she's like, you know, this is what you should do. We need you. We need your help. You know a lot about this. You're not a monster. You're valuable. She just really gives him that courage. You know, she really does that thing that women do. You know, they really boost your morale when you're feeling low, you know. So I enjoyed that scene. So a man on the boat was sinking, and Aquaman saved him. The man told him that these monsters went through his boat. And we get our first look at a piece of Atlantis. Steppenwolf has come to Atlantis to get the mother box. And let's talk about these mother boxes real quick. There were 3 mother boxes. One was given to the Atlanteans after the war. One was given to the Amazonians after the war. One was given to men after the war. They hid their mother box. The Amazonians had their mother box sealed, and the Atlanteans had their mother box sealed as well, in a place where nobody could get to it. We got to see Mira for the first time. Beautiful actress. And Steppenwolf was able to get the box, but we got to see our first look at some of the guards of Atlantis. We get a conversation between Mira and Aquaman. Now, from what I can tell at this time, they are not married. They're not together. They're not married, because she's talking to him. She's full-blood Atlantean. You got to remember, in this universe, and I think in some of the other ones, the Queen of Atlantis had a child with a man from Earth. And she left in this movie. And we're going to talk about this movie. I was about to get into comic books and Aquaman and Justice League cartoons. She decided to leave him on Earth and just left him on the doorstep. So he knows nothing about his mother. He was raised, of course, by his father. And she's telling him, like, you know, I heard stories of your mother. My parents knew her. Yada yada yada. And you know, you're that person in charge now, and it doesn't look like he's just totally residing in Atlantis, but he knows what Atlantis is, and he knows that it's there. So this really got me hyped for the Aquaman movie. I'm totally ready for that. It's going to be amazing. Comes out next year. Steppenwolf says that the mother boxes will put him among the new gods, and that unity must happen for Darkseid. So we got our first reference to Darkseid, to know verbally spoke his name, to know that, hey, he's a part of this universe. Silas Stone was captured by a parademon. Jim Gordon set off the Batsuit, and the Batman, Flash, Cyborg, and Diana showed up. And when Cyborg showed up, Barry was looking puzzled. He was looking like, who is this guy? Like, what is this guy? Barry Allen comedy throughout this movie was hilarious. Now, you guys know I'm partial to the Flash. I'm partial to this Grant Gustin. That's my boy. But you know, this is a different universe. This is parallel. This is something else. This is the movies. So the comedy from Barry Allen was very good in this movie. Steppenwolf has all the people that he kidnapped. He's questioning everybody. He's talking to them all, trying to figure out where the mother box is, because he feels like they know. He calls the boxes her. You know, like I said, if it was his mother. He told Cyborg that he's born of her, a weapon of chaos. And Victor says, I don't see it that way. And Steppenwolf says, give it time. So does that mean that Cyborg's armor can just continue to grow and change and manipulate and become something so different that it ends up becoming a weapon and it ends up becoming an issue. I don't know. We got to follow these movies. So of course, Cyborg, he's getting his own move as well. We get a fight between Diana versus Steppenwolf, and Bruce brought out the Nightcrawler, one of Bruce's famous, arsenals in his vehicles. The Speed Force looks amazing. It looks a little different. I do not like the running like this. I don't like seeing that. Like, that's another thing I didn't like. The running, like we're doing an exercise video. Me and my wife, we get up every morning and do T25, and it's like 1, 2, come on, light jog. I did not like that. So I'm partial. I'm used to Grant Gustin. It's just you don't see him, moving his arms or nothing like that. So it is what it is. You got to get used to it. Steppenwolf tells Diana, he says, you have the blood of the old gods in you, because Zeus is her dad. Cyborg took over the Nightcrawler and shot at Steppenwolf with a missile. Steppenwolf took the missile and let it burst down the tunnel, which made the harbor flood into the tunnel. Aquaman came and helped dispel the water so that they can get away. Bruce wants to use the mother boxes to bring Superman back, but Diana says it's a risk that they should not take, because you never know what can happen. You already know, in all type of sci-fi shows, when you try to go ahead and bring somebody back to life, it never goes well. It might end up well, but it never starts off like that. Batman says, well, hey, if it doesn't, I got a contingency plan. And that's the start of knowing that Batman has these contingency plans in DCEU, that he is known for his contingency plans. Barry and Cyborg go to dig up Clark, and we get to see a great relationship between the two. They're both young. Barry said, we're the accidents. You messed up by an explosion, I got struck by lightning. We're the accidents of the group. Ben Affleck is the best Batman ever. I already told y'all a long time ago he's the best Batman ever. They were able to get his body to the Kryptonian ship where Doomsday was brought to life, because their plan was to put him in those waters, the same waters they put Doomsday in, use the mother box to restart his life and bring him back. It actually worked. That's the thing about it. It worked. But here what happened. Superman was not himself. We just said it. When you bring people back to life like that, they are not themselves. Superman started busting everybody down upside the head. Cyborg's defense system automatically shot at Superman, and he went off. They were like, look, dude, calm down. Superman was x-raying them, checking for heart rates and heartbeats, all of that. Everybody went all at him at once, and Barry was like, okay, I'm going to just speed in and take him out. As he sped towards him, Clark turned his eyes in his peripheral and looked dead at Barry, and Barry was like, oh snap. And I don't think he said snap. He was like, oh my God, this man sees me. Normally that does not happen. Superman told Clark that he would not let him live, or he would let him live and would let him die. Batman said, the world needs you, Superman. And Superman said, the world don't need you. He said, let me ask you, do you bleed? And I was like, oh my God, they done flipped it over. They done flipped it around on us. Meanwhile, Steppenwolf got the last mother box. While they sitting there chit-chatting, Steppenwolf got the last mother box. The Cyborg CGI is kind of bad. Hopefully they can make it better over a period of time. They can clear it up. I really hope that Ben Affleck stays as Batman. I really do, man, because I would hate to see him leave at this point. It was just so awesome. Lois and Clark have a talk outside the house, because Batman, his contingency plan was, if Superman got to getting crazy, he told Alfred, we got to bring out the big guns. The big guns was Lois Lane. As soon as Lois Lane showed up on the scene with Alfred, Superman calmed down. They flew off and went to the Clark's old house where he grew up at. They ended up calling Ma Kent. She came as well. Steppenwolf started the unity of the mother box. Bruce uses the new transport plane to go after Steppenwolf so they can go to the little town, I believe it's in Russia. Again, there were people in this town that were still there. Why had they not evacuated? All these parademons and crap flying around. They're probably scared to evacuate. I get it. Aquaman got to talking about everyone. He said, I don't want to die, but I don't mind. But again, I don't want to die. He said, I got shit to do. He said, he looked at Bruce and said, you got no powers, no offense. He looked at Barry and said, you always tripping over your feet. He looked at Cyborg. He said, you might be working for the enemy. We don't know that yet. He looked at Diana. He said, God, you're hot. He said, Danny grunts. He was like, ugh. Come to find out, Diana had the lasso on him, and that was so hilarious. He told Barry, he said, if you tell anyone about this, I will get all the piranhas that I know to get you. And I thought that was hilarious. They let us know that he can talk to fish. The persona of Aquaman has changed. Aquaman is no longer the Under Armour green spandex orange shirt, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Aquaman. Aquaman has an identity. Aquaman has a persona, and I love that. Bruce ended up using this sonar once they land. They used the sonar to draw all the parademons away from where the mother boxes were forming, so that they can help, so that everybody else could go get everything in order, so they wouldn't have so that the parademons would not be in the way when they're trying to stop Steppenwolf. Again, why has this town of people not evacuated? Why? The mother box is starting to terraform the land. It's literally changed land. Again, the mother boxes, when they're combined, they take over planets. They can change universes. Aquaman's just pure badass throughout the entire movie. Cyborg, with him being a part of his technology, he knew how to separate the boxes. It was ingrained in him. He knew. And Steppenwolf just tore Cyborg's leg off. And after he did that, here comes Superman. And Steppenwolf was not happy about that, because he knew that Superman was a Kryptonian. He was like, oh my God, a Kryptonian. He knew what was going on. Clark went to help Barry save the people in the town. And Barry was running to go save the people. And he flew next to Barry and was like, come on, Slowpoke. Barry, he said, you go to the right, go to the left. Barry ended up saving these people in the truck, which was the family that we kept seeing throughout the entire scene. He pushes their truck all the way out the way, and then off to the right, here's Superman carrying a whole apartment building of people, just carrying them over. Hilarious. They end up breaking the boxes apart. They end up stopping Steppenwolf. He end up going back to where he came from, because when they all got together, they all worked together to stop Steppenwolf. Clark blew his cold breath on Steppenwolf's axe. Diana slashed the axe and broke it. And the parademons, they go off of fear. If you're afraid, they can smell fear. And they smelt the fear on Steppenwolf. And the portal opened back up, and Steppenwolf went off into it with the parademons. So where he went, I don't know. And after he disappeared off into the sunset, into that portal, Cyborg was laying on the ground. Cyborg said, booyah. So that is a famous line for Cyborg. Even in the Teen Titans cartoons, Teen Titans go, that right there. Don't like that. Very, very famous line. Easter eggs were all over this place. Joss Whedon was all over this movie. I'm totally glad about that. Then we go back to present day. Well, not saying it was in the past or anything. We'll go back to, time period later. Mark Kent is moving all the stuff back into the house. Bruce is there, and Clark says, how did you get the house back? He was like, I bought the bank. He was like, really? You bought the bank? He was like, yeah, just a little reflex. I went ahead and bought the bank. Barry goes to see his father to tell him he got a job as a CSI. So now we're getting to see the start of Barry working at the Central City Police Department. Bruce says that Bruce and Diana and Alfred go to this house, and he said, yeah, this is great. I can see it now. So we're not getting the watchtower, not yet, but I can see it now. Big round table, 6 seats. And then he was like, well, we might need room for more. And then Diana was like, yeah, we're going to need room for more. And that was it, y'all. It was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. But wait, there's more, because we get some good end credits at the end of this. We get a race between Flash versus Superman. As you all know, it was from a very important comic book. They even did it on The Flash earlier this year with The Flash and Supergirl. I thought it was just awesome to see that. They're like, we're going to race. What coast? And Superman was like, Barry was like, well, I've never been to the Pacific. So they decided to race to the Pacific. I'm saying specific. And then he go with that jog. I hate it. I hate that part. I hate that. So again, with a Marvel movie, you do not leave the movie and the movie's over. So they show that scene, and I'm thinking, oh, this is DC. They don't normally do end credits, but I decided to wait to the very last end. The lights were already starting to come on in the theater, and we get a scene. We go to jail. We go to the jailhouse, and the guard is coming up the hallway and says, Luthor, come on. Hey, come on, let's go. Move. And he was like, Luthor, I want to tell you again. He turns the guy around, and it's not Lex Luthor. It's just this guy that's just laughing, bald head, just like Lex. The scene flips. There's a boat that's riding out to this yacht. In the driver's seat of the boat, you see a head. You see 2 swords across the back of the body. and you see these not fins, but you see these ties flying around, I automatically knew what was going on. They done brought Deathstroke into this universe already. On the boat is Lex Luthor, and Deathstroke walks in. Now we don't know who's playing Deathstroke. We really do not. We don't know who's going to be playing him. It was supposed to be what is his name? It started with a G. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's supposed to be him. But Deathstroke talking to Lex, and Lex was like, why don't we start a league of our own? So we already know that's to be the Legion of Doom. And Deathstroke's like, please don't waste my time. He's already got that Deathstroke persona. We've already seen a great episode of Deathstroke last week on the Arrow, and now we got Deathstroke in the DCEU. Man, that just had me so excited, man. I'm ready for this. He said we need a league of our own, and we already know that's the League of Doom. So again, guys, I know y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy, because for those of you who really know me, you know how I am about DC movies, but this movie took the cake. It really did. I enjoyed this movie from start to finish. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you got to this end of this video, let's talk about some of these spoilers. Let's talk about this movie. Let's break it down. I want to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. We've been here about 30 minutes now, but it was worth it because it was a great movie. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good one.